But how did black artists treat you?
Great. That's where I'm. Listen,
like Tupac or Biggie or those guys.
Oh, good friends of mine. I was friends with Tupac way before he even blew up. When he was
NWA,
with Digital Underground. NWA. I was the opening act. Listen, I was the opening act for the opening act for the opening act for the opener when we did the Stop the Violence tour with NWA, Stetsasonic, EPMD, So Mix-a-Lot. So I was that kid out there, and they were great friends. They embraced me, man. And my whole crowd was always black. I never thought I'd ever play for white people until my music went number one. And when it went number one, all of a sudden my crowds I went from smaller crowds to huge stadiums.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
In rap music, it just hadn't been done like that before. So for me, I was just like, whoa. And here I am on tour now with, I think it was MC Hammer, and it's just gone mainstream. And it was us because it was my record that was first rap record to go number one. So it was pretty phenomenal how it just, we brought it kind of out of the hood and into the mainstream.
The importance of video to that number one hit was what?
Well, Ice Ice Baby came out.
Yeah.
I was 16 years old when I wrote that song, and it didn't really come out for 3 years later. We didn't have enough money to buy a video, so I had to borrow some money to make the video, and we just, kind of scrounged it together and put it out. It became the number one video on MTV ever, probably the cheapest video ever played on MTV. But it was an amazing phenomenon, and when the Ninja Rap came out is when it really set in and put the concrete in. Because everybody like you and I grew up to the Ninja Turtles, but everybody today is growing up to them. It's huge. It's bigger than, you would never think Star Wars would be topped or Star Trek would be topped because, being us, we kind of grew up to that, and that's like the big phenomenon. Well, Ninja Turtles is tripled, both of those together combined. It's amazing. They have a whole row, when you go into the department stores or whatever, you go in there and you see Ninja Turtle aisle. It's crazy how big it's gotten.
Well, how big? Give people an idea of how big you were at the peak of your career.
160 million records and still selling. My record that was released 20-something years ago, I with To the Extreme, every year has sold over 2 or 3 million copies every year. Still, since it's coming out, just this year alone is already probably 3 or 4 million. It's crazy phenomenon to the point where most rappers that everybody think is big in America, there's another step. It's called the world. And I never thought that rap music would leave America. And all of a sudden I'm playing in Russia, China. I've played in Muslim countries. And I mean, it's crazy where it'll take you. And the people don't even speak English. And then I get letters and stuff back talking about, I learned to speak English on your music. By the way, what is a gauge in a 9? And did you solve the problem?
Yeah, what was the problem that you were supposed to solve?
Any problem. It's just being positive. If there's a problem, solve it.